So we've just arrived at the Canadian Trench Museum, and there's a big monument as well. This was an active battleground. They've got an education centre, and I'm hoping that we can get in and have a look and get into some of the trenches. If you're a history buff and you like things like this, then show some love.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. We're Becky and David, and these two are Elijah and Sonnie. Together we make Sonnie's Adventures. If you're new to our channel, we travel the UK and Europe in our A-class motorhome, sharing real family adventures and honest campsite reviews. If you love motorhome life, travel with kids and a bit of fun along the way, this is the channel for you.
After an incredible few days at Camping Lac d'Orient, it's time to move on. We've soaked up the sun, enjoyed pools, lakes and peaceful surroundings. But this morning, we're back on the road heading north towards Calais to catch our ferry back to England tomorrow. Now usually, this part of the trip would just be a travel day, but there's been something on my mind for a while. I've always wanted to stop by one of the first World War trench sites, and as we planned the route home, I noticed something. We're not far from Vimy Ridge. It's about a 3-hour drive from where we are now, and although it's a bit of a detour, it feels like something worth doing. Vimy Ridge is a preserved World War I battlefield, and more than that, it's the site of the Canadian National Memorial. Back in 1917, all 4 Canadian divisions fought together here in one of the most significant battles of the Western Front. They captured the ridge from the German forces in just 4 days. It was a huge moment in the war, and for Canada, a moment that many say helped define their national identity. Today, the memorial stands tall over the landscape, the trenches are still visible, the tunnel still intact, and it's free to visit, which is incredible. We're hoping the motorhome can get in and park up okay, so we can take a walk around and just take it all in. This episode's a bit different. Part travel vlog, part quiet reflection. And as for tonight's stopover, well, we don't actually know where we'll end up camping yet, so stick around to the end of the video to find out where we land. Let's hit the road and head for Vimy Ridge.
So we've just arrived at the Canadian Trench Museum, and there's a big monument as well. This was an active battleground. They've got an education centre, and I'm hoping that we can get in and have a look and get into some of the trenches. If you're a history buff and you like things like this, then show some love. I find it just fascinating. It's all been well preserved. I don't know if you saw the video of the whole area is full of like craters. But yeah, we've parked in the car park. I'll show you where we've parked. There's plenty of space. I saw a few motorhomes at the monument as well, which we'll head past on the way back again. You probably just clicked that in the video. I saw that in the video. But yeah, let's go have a look around inside. Right, so we managed to get the motorhome on an overhang, but in a bay. There is some big bays here, which I think are for coaches, but we fit in here. There's another motorhome going past now, actually. I'll show you on the map where this is, but it was on the way up to Calais. And there's another one in Ypres, however you pronounce it as well, that I'd like to go to and explore. Look at all this here, look. There's danger signs there as well, so I assume there's probably risk of ammunition and landmines still there. Right, so this map here out the front here shows you the stage of where the front line was from 1914, and then it's all the way over here to 1918. So it's quite interesting looking at how far things have changed. Don't quote me on that, by the way, because I'm not a historian, but that's what it says there.
Inside the Vimy Ridge Visitor Education Centre, you'll discover a moving exhibition of real artefacts from April 1917. Everything from field telephone parts and rusty ration tins to ammunition. There are multilingual interpretive panels and personal stories to guide you, helping bring the history and sacrifices of Vimy Ridge fully to life.
So it's Canadian staff here, as you can imagine. They speak French, English, I'm sure other languages as well. So we've booked on a tour. The tour's free. It's 30 minutes long. We're just going to go over to the flagpole now to meet whoever we're meeting. I've got to be conscious of what I'm recording. They're fine for me to record, by the way. Just avoid other people, which I do anyway. Meet with the flagpoles.
Germans is because it is near what we call Out here, like rain or shine, so it was a little tough.
Yeah, I bet.
Time in the rain.
Yeah. We're going down in the communication tunnels.
Now we're stepping into the communication tunnels beneath Vimy Ridge. Hand-dug passageways carved into soft chalk, around 10 metres below ground. These tunnels span over 1 kilometre in length and were used to move troops, store ammunition and even run narrow-gauge rail lines, all hidden safely underground. The chalk walls made conversation risky. Sound would carry easily, so Canadian engineers reinforced key sections and staggered entrances to reduce echo and eavesdropping. This was a far safer solution than relying on above-ground communication runners, whose average life expectancy in the trenches was shockingly low, around 12 days. These tunnels allowed messages, orders and entire units to move unseen, all the way from the front line to the headquarters, far to the rear.
The tour's really worth it, and considering it's free, just been down in the tunnels, which span for miles. And now we're in the trenches, which are made of concrete now to preserve them, but they were sat a lot higher in reality, but these are about 1 metre shorter.
German forces had set up their defenses in 1914. On April 9th, 1970, there was in the forest.
So my camera's probably not doing this justice, but the craters either side are insanely deep. The young lady was explaining that this was the closest and shortest no man's land on record. I don't know if that's just World War One, but the amount of tragedies lost here. I'll show you now. So we're on the German side now, where that gentleman stood there, and the Canadian is literally at the top of this mound here. That's where they're. So over the top is this area here. This is no man's land between there and there. We've been blessed really, because the weather was really, really terrible on the drive down here, and the sun's come out. So I think we're very lucky to have that. Some of these were actual trenches, and what they've done is they've grassed over them. But the better ones, the more visible ones, the more preserved ones, they've redone. So we're going to go down into the trenches now.
Just imagine how brave these soldiers would have had to have been to go over the top.
So you can walk from the ridge to the monument. We're going to try and do it now, to save you having to move the motorhome basically, or if you're in a car.
So we planned to walk from the trenches to the monument, but the skies quickly turned grey. Another downpour beckoned. Instead, James and I slipped back into the shelter of the trenches. Historically, these frontline trenches were originally about 2 metres tall, offering some cover yet feeling very exposed. We climbed up one of the viewing posts and gingerly poked our heads over the parapet. From there, you can see how close the German defences were, just 25 metres across no man's land. It's almost unbelievable how perilously close they were.
Well, we missed the showers, they've just started, so we're going to head back to the motorhome and then find somewhere to camp for the night. We'll drive past the monument, we might pull in actually. But yeah, what an experience, well worth it. If you're heading back to Calais, it's only a short detour.
After a moving visit to Vimy Ridge, it was time to hit the road once again. The last stretch of our France adventure, we're heading north towards Calais to find somewhere to park up for the night before tomorrow's ferry. Now James has floated the idea of woodland camping, a bit of wild camping just to finish the trip off with some off-grid adventure. I'd consider a couple of forest spots I've used in the past, but I've got a strict rule when it comes to stopping near Calais. Last year we had a near break-in attempt while parked not far from here, and I'm not looking to repeat that experience anytime soon. Instead, I suggested a small farm stopover I know. Just 10 minutes from the port, it's around €20 for electric hookup, has gated parking and feels a lot more secure. This picture here is actually us last year, 20 minutes after the break-in attempt, a solid reminder that peace of mind is worth a few quid. The other option, a more familiar one, is Château du Gandspette, where we stayed before. Jake and James were both set on the Chateau, so this is where we headed. Now, normally this site is pretty affordable, it's actually listed, and outside of peak season it's good value. But here's where I made a bit of a schoolboy error. Turns out we're still in season. A simple grass pitch with electric came in at a staggering €50 for the night. Not quite the budget finish I'd hoped for. Still, let's get pitched, sorted, and enjoy our final evening in France before the journey home tomorrow.
So, as you've probably seen, we've arrived back at Château du Gandspette. We were going to stay at an air, then we were going to stay at a farm air, and then the boys went, can we stay at this chateau that I spoke about before? So we're here, Julian's got us in, he had all my details anyway, so that was handy. James has already gone to the pool, even though it's 6 o'clock, he's got an hour in there, so good on you, James. I've got the air fryer running, so the power system here will clearly run the air fryer. We've got burgers, and what are these called? Rosties, you know, like hash browns. That'll do for tea. And tomorrow morning we'll have like scrambled egg with smoked sausage because we need to get rid of the meat. So yeah, let's go see James in the pool. Just letting the air fryer heat up whilst James gets in the pool. I can't believe how lucky we've been with the bloody weather. I know I keep saying it, but the sun's shining again. It's almost like it's avoided us. Hope I bring it back to the UK. If it's sunny in the UK when I get back, you all need to thank me, by the way. Joke, of course. They've got bouncy castle. Right. James is in the pool. It's not warm. It's not cold, it's not warm. It's just like the other ones. So I'm going to crack on with dinner. Just had a quick drink at the bar. And we're going to probably just play a quick game of ping pong, chill, watch a film, and I'll catch you a bit later. I've already done a campsite tour on this particular one. It's part of a 3-part series of when we went to France. Called I think it's Finally Leaving the UK, and we also explore the V2 rocket bunker, the blockhouse behind this place. So I'll leave a link into the comments of that video for you to watch. I'll catch you a bit later. Right, last night in France done. Catch you tomorrow nice and early for the ferry. Hopefully won't be too much chaos. See you in the morning, guys.
On the road today, heading back to the ferry.
Got the ferry, yes, the big hot ferry. Hello.
Right, we got through French border control with ease. We're now at the British border control. It's 8:30. Our ferry is until 11 AM. But we had a message to say come early, so hopefully we might get on an early ferry like before or not. Either way, we'll get back to the UK. The sun's shining, all is okay.
And just like that, we're back in the ferry queue, waiting to board and head home. Gotta say, we're getting pretty good at this now. Thanks so much for coming along with us on this France road trip series. The next videos will be a bit more like normal. Becky and the boys will be back, and I honestly can't wait to see them. I've really missed them on this one. We've got a lot coming up too. It's Sonnie's birthday on the 7th of September. He'll be 3, and then we're off to Vanlife Fest in the park. If you see us there, come say hi. We'll have goodie bags, the sticker board, and our fire pit on the go. James has absolutely loved his first motorhome trip, his first time in France, and of course, his first ever Disneyland experience. So a massive thanks to all of you who've watched and supported the series. As for Jake, well, Jake's still Jake, and that's why we love him. Don't forget, if you like this video, press the like button. If you want to leave any comments or any feedback, let us know in the comment sections below. If you're not subscribed, press the subscribe button and tap that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.